We're one of Europe's leading manufacturers in the domestic heating field, and we're also Europe's leading manufacturer in heat pump technology. Our headquarters based in Sweden, and we've been around for about 60 years. And our vision is to manufacture world-class products and solutions for the domestic market. Heat pump technology is not a new technology. It's been around for nearly 200 years now, and most domestic homes have a heat pump inside them now, which they don't realise, and that's a domestic fridge. Okay? But what we're using in a heat pump is, instead of using the cold inside the fridge, we're using the heat which is generated from the back of the fridge. Basically, a heat pump works by using compression of a gas. And in simple terms, if you can remember pumping up a bike tyre with a bike pump, you get heat, and that's generated from compressing the gas. And what we have in a heat pump is a refrigerant which can boil at very low temperatures. So we're using a low-grade heat to boil the refrigerant and then compress it many times and produce heat. And it's that heat which is used to generate heating and hot water in the house. Heat pumps are renewable energy, and they do use electricity to run a heat pump, and we shouldn't forget that. But it uses 1 kilowatt of energy to run it, but will give out 3 to 4 to 5 kilowatts of usable energy. And that's free energy. Okay? And that's your carbon saving and also your money saving compared to other technologies. So in real terms, that means a heat pump is around about 300 to 400% efficient, which is great compared to domestic boilers we have in the UK now, which are around about 90%, new boilers, condensing boilers, and old boilers, which are over 15-year-old, are only about 60% efficient. Most electricity comes from fossil fuel power stations. The UK government has a commitment to reduce the carbon from electricity generation, and that can be through renewable technologies like wind and wave. If we install heat pumps now in our homes now, as our power production is decarbonised, meaning that we're producing less carbon, it means we're going to get an extra benefit in the years to come because our heat pumps are using less carbon. At the moment, more people are more interested in the actual cost savings of heat pumps, of other technologies. But there is coming new legislation to change that, to give incentive to the homeowner to change to renewables, so they'll get a cash incentive. And this is similar to which is already existing for solar PV, which will basically work on a tariff. So if you install a heat pump, ground source or air source, or solar panels in your home, you will get a guaranteed income from running the heat pump. There is legislation in the UK for new house builders to build more efficient homes and produce less carbon. And there is legislation to produce carbon neutral homes by 2016. And the only way they're going to manage that, as well as insulating, more insulation, triple glazing, airtightness is another issue, is making the house as airtight as possible. And then in addition to that is a very efficient way of heating the house and producing hot water, because most of the energy which is used in a home is heating and hot water. As a manufacturer, it's very important that we have our systems installed correctly. And most people in the homes, when they're looking at new heating systems and hot water, will go to their local plumber. And as a manufacturer, we find it paramount that we've got to train these plumbers to be able to install these systems. But not only install them, but to be able to design them, to be able to size them correctly, so the systems are installed giving the best efficiencies to your home. So we've invested a large amount of money in training installers through colleges, for our own training academies, giving plumbers all the technical ability to be able to install these systems. We make it quite easy for the homeowner to find an installer. On our website they can search for an installer, and by doing that it means that they're going to choose an installer that is properly trained. Heat pumps work with weather compensation. They have sensors which are outside and inside, so they're controlling the temperature of your property and giving you a comfortable indoor climate. But before you choose any renewable energy, and especially heat pumps, which are used in heating and hot water, you should always look at simple things you can do before choosing those. We'd always recommend the simple things: double glazing, cavity wall insulation, loft insulation. By doing those measures first will mean that your house is more insulated. It could mean the heat pump will be smaller, saving you more money, and also to run the system will be a lot less because your house is more insulated.